Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing this movie. Well, let's give it a watch. OMG, that was so awesome. Hey guys, Nicolas Paul here, back to another video, and welcome back to my list of underrated films. Today, I wanted to discuss about an underrated film, an underrated sci-fi film that I found recently last year that a friend of mine actually recommended me to watch it, that I really wanted to talk about. And that film is none other than Paul. Paul is by far one of the most underrated sci-fi and comedy films ever made, and was also directed by none other than Greg Matoyo, who is known for his previous directing on films such as Superbad. The movie was also written by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, the two comedic dynamic duo who did other films such as Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. So what's this movie all about? Well, the movie basically focuses on two guys from going to Comic-Con, played by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, as they're having a wonderful trip, exploring more about Comic-Con and everything, etc. Until one day they get stuck in the middle of the road and get to meet an alien known as Paul, voiced by Seth Rogen, as they have like a really good friendship relationship with him, and also are trying to get him back home while the government is basically on the hunt for Paul. That's all I have to say. But what really makes this movie really well is basically with the comedy balance with action. Also, a huge tribute to sci-fi films alike, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, they did a bunch of references to other sci-fi films like E.T. and Predator and so much more. Even did a bunch of references to Alien. The directing is overall pretty good in this film, and overall definitely amazing. The film is shot and edited very well, and the CGI, my god, the CGI looks pretty amazing, especially the CGI on Paul, the alien, and overall, just that the CGI for this film is pretty amazing. While looking back at the CGI now, it's not like as advanced as it is now, not the best now, although it still holds up pretty well to this day. And yeah, I understand that the CGI was a little dated, but it still has its pretty much fun quirks, and still is pretty good to this day. I also like the bromance between Simon Pegg and Nick Frost's characters, and I thought that they were pretty amazing, especially with the bromance between them and Paul, and also this girl named Ruth, played by Kristen Wiig. I thought that they did an amazing solid job with that, and overall just having fun. Paul just simply is having a fun time with the comedy and the balancing actions. The comedy is overall just laugh out loud pretty hard, and it's a shame that we don't get that much comedies like this all the time, especially this is the end. And speaking of which, Seth Rogen overall does a really funny job on voicing Paul, and overall he just seems to still has like that comedic style to him, like how he did in films like Knocked Up, Pineapple Express, and Superbad, This Is the End, etc. While on the surface it may be just your typical, more ordinary, aesthetic, buddy road trip comedy but over time it develops to be more than just being that. Not just being a huge tribute to sci-fi like FANBOYS, in which we will get into that in a future video. Another performance that I would put is Jason Bateman, where Jason Bateman does a really great job with playing the badass Men in Black type person. Overall, I thought that he was pretty amazing and so hilarious in this movie as well. And another one is Sigourney Weaver, the surprising antagonist of the movie. Overall, she does a really great job on playing the antagonist, and simply, yeah, despite that she was only there just for a couple of scenes, only for a few minutes, I thought she still gives her best performance. Also, funny moments from Bill Hader as well, as I thought he does a really solid job. The location settings for the film is pretty amazing, from Comic-Con to the bar, to the desert, and everything else, etc. If I had to choose one negative for this movie, is that I really wish that Sigourney Weaver could have gotten more screen time in this movie, and could have done a little bit more better with giving the antagonist a few rewrites, and that the film could have been a little bit more better, and so on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, yeah, everything else, it's good. It's definitely pretty good. If I had to choose one thing to fix is that I really wish that Sigourney Weaver could have been portrayed to be a better antagonist. But anyway, yeah, overall I give Paul 5 stars and a must-watch recommendation. I know it was not perfect, but it still was pretty fun, and I definitely really enjoyed it overall, and it's definitely by far underrated. It's a shame that this movie did not gain as much attention as it should have until years later after its release. It gained a small following online, and it's a shame I never really heard about this movie until a friend of mine actually recommended me to see this. So that's my review on Paul. What do you guys think about it? Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. I'm Nicolas Paul. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Peace out.